You are removing autopilot from your life. You're also starting to see where perfection is holding you back, but you feel confused, maybe even distraught, and holding a lot of emotions in. I'm getting that you are highly sensitive right now. You are going through a soul awakening, but it's leading you to a life that you have never even lived before, something that you just don't even know how to calculate or fathom. So right now it feels extremely encrypted, but I promise all is going to be well. You guys are getting ready to birth an entire new existence. So you are going through the biggest cleanse that you have ever been through. You feel like you're in this washing machine and it's on like the bulky mode, and you know how like you be waiting forever for that type of load to finish. It's going to be a while. It's on every heavy setting to get everything, every grit, grime, dirt, whatever, to get that, to get to the root. Okay? We are getting to the root of what we don't need to take with us into this new chapter. And so we are going through the junk drawers. We are getting rid of what we don't need. And you could be feeling this in every area of your life. You're like, I need to get rid of that. That's bothering me. Why is that sitting over there? Why do I still have this? Like, you're looking at everything like it's a junk drawer, like it's been sitting there and staring at you. And you just need to follow your intuition. Everything is working out as it should. Your angels, your spiritual support is showing you, hey, I know it seems encrypted right now, but we will be taking the elevator instead of the stairs. So you are getting ready to experience so much happiness, happiness that you've never really thought was possible. So if we on a smaller scale think our imagination can do so many things, we just need to be open to receiving, because God's calculator computes way more than we're possible of even like computing. It's like we got a Hello Kitty calculator down here. If you guys have been with me a while, you guys know my Hello Kitty calculator. So cute. But that's what we're working with down here. And up there, there's a whole nother plan. So the possibilities are endless. The potential is endless. And so you are needing emotional and physical care to the highest degree. And maybe where you weren't ready to do some of these things, you are seeing why you need to be now. Each and every one of you are dealing with a different task, a different set of circumstances, but the road that it's going to lead you down is abundant, is overflowing, is you being in a role of leadership, and you are going to win in the end. All of these things that you are embarking on, that you are having to learn or implement, are things that are going to help you in this new life that you're birthing. So you guys are learning a lot about, no matter the circumstance, you are learning so much about how to take care of yourself. The best way to parent yourself, to love and nurture you. You guys are doing more breath work. You are doing more meditating. You are eating differently. You're taking different vitamins, different supplements. You guys are seeing different experts, reading different books, listening to different podcasts. Like, you are getting into the thick of it. And that should be exciting. Like, it's on the last rinse cycle, because that means that new chapter is almost here. Whether we have the calculator for it or not, we can grasp the concept that we're not being strung along. The best is yet to come, and it is almost here. It is literally almost here. The main thing that you guys are being asked to focus on is how you take care of yourself, and how you proceed with patience, generosity, and kindness to yourself. Telling yourself, oh my gosh, why did I do this? I'm just going to crash and burn. all of this junk around me. It just never looks right. This never, feeling like you have to continuously start over, feeling like you're going to be embarrassed or ashamed. I know that you feel like your patience is being tested, because it kind of is. But all of these things that you are implementing are going to really make a difference in your life. Okay. I keep getting this energy of salt. So you guys are doing different things with salt to cleanse your energy, whether it's an Epsom salt bath, going into a sauna, like you are getting the toxins out of your life. All of the poison, the venom, the toxins, it is a slow draw. I'm hearing a motorcycle, so big confirmation that I know you want to vroom down the street like you normally do. But that has to tell you something. If you've been going through this cycle and you're like, oh my gosh, why is it taking so long? This is like a muddy blanket going in the washing machine, and it's going to have to soak a little bit. It's going to take more than one time to maybe get everything out, depending on what you're working with. That is what you're figuring out. Like, this is what I'm working with. I've got this size washing machine. I got this big a blanket. So you are getting down to the nitty gritty of, okay, this is what I've been doing right. This is what I've been doing wrong. This is what I can do better. And this is what I'm not going to be so hard on myself about. You are implementing so many new things that you should be really proud of yourself. Some of them old, but a lot of them new, that you could be feeling very overwhelmed. But the possibilities are endless. I know it seems chaotic and confusing, but life is too short to not live it to the best capacity. And God has big plans for you. The most high, the divine has amazing big plans for you, because whoever I'm speaking to, your presence is on another level. God is introducing all of these new things to your life, or trying to help you through the nitty gritty of it, because I forgot what I was going to say. I remember what I was going to say. God is helping us with the nitty gritty, the hardest part of this transformation, the hardest part of this cycle, because you need more magic in your life. And there are better ways to go about things than we realized. And that's what we're stumbling upon right now. So there's a lot of things that you did right already. Listening to your intuition, trying to take things slow, but you feel like you've maybe spread yourself thin in certain areas. It is vital right now that you don't maintain the same schedule that you normally do. And that could be really hard for you. If you guys like to be really organized or have a list for your list, you guys are learning to take things with ease, take things with stride, and pivot as you need to. You guys might be used to pivoting in big circumstances, but not pivoting like, second to second, hour to hour. That might get annoying to you when you have things planned a certain way. So you are learning to F the plans and go with the flow. How is magic? Think about it. If we want this magical life, but we move from hour to hour a certain way because of our daily plan, what we have on the daily diary or schedule or appointment book or calendar, where does the magic come in? How does it necessarily flow to the best degree if we want to stick to that schedule? Really think about that. Love is going to be overflowing in this new life that you're birthing. So I can see a little bit into this new life, and I know that it's going to be love flowing, you feeling incredibly abundant, And again, I'm hearing a motorcycle, so you're like, I just want to go. I just want to go. Like, give me the keys. Like, let's go. Like it's the chariot that's outside, but you can't take it for, a spin yet. You have to wait for the chariot to be registered, okay? You have to wait for the title. You have to wait for there to be some gas in the car. You need to wait for the keys. You're like, I just want to go. I'm just ready to go. And I promise that when this transformation is over, you're going to be so incredibly grateful. I've truly believed that we all are. You guys are so used to taking charge that it's time for your angels, your spiritual support, to lead the way. Your presence is felt everywhere you go, because I'm getting a lot about you feeling publicly embarrassed or feeling some type of way when you go out in public. You guys could be really hard on yourself about your appearance right now, or how you look, or how other people are perceiving you. And I feel like that's because you're in a very vulnerable state. Okay? I feel like that's because we, the collective, are in a very vulnerable state of making a lot of changes, learning how to parent ourselves, taking charge, but letting things flow, having that perfect balance. So when you're going out, you are pretty confident. You're good at faking that you're confident, even if you're not really feeling like you are, on the inside. But that's not how people are perceiving you. That is not how people are perceiving you. Every person you come in contact with, you leave an imprint. I tell you guys this all the time. Your absence is felt anywhere you go. It doesn't matter if you had a conversation, if you met that person for a day, if you worked with them for a day, if you talked to them online. People can feel your presence, your light in your soul. So why are we being so hard on ourselves that, oh my gosh, my life feels like a junk drawer and people are looking at me and I should have looked better. I should have looked more polished. We aren't feeling like actually polished because we are being stripped of certain things right now that we just don't need. For most of us, I feel like it's concepts of things that we don't need anymore. For others, it's a way of eating, it's a way of living, it's a way of loving. And you guys can let me know in the comments what you feel like you're being stripped of and what you look forward to when this is over. But a lot of us aren't feeling as polished as we normally do. We are feeling more hesitant or nervous or anxious. And God wants that to be more of like anxious butterflies, like giddy butterflies, not like being terrified. We are all terrified on the edge of our seat. And maybe for some of you guys, this has been causing financial stress as well. Okay, sorry if I'm all over the place, but I'm trying to like remember everything that I channeled. We aren't feeling like this polished person over here. We are feeling like, oh my gosh, this is a turd that has been polished and people are not, I'm not giving it my best. But right now you are giving it the best that you got. You're giving it what you can give it. And you're going to stop being hard on yourself. There are amazing things that are about to start popping off for you once you realize you have to be more generous to yourself and let the magic seep in wherever it may find you. Let the spontaneity seep in, because that's how you will be rewarded. Going with the flow, not going against the grain. Not being so mean to yourself if your schedule isn't to the letter, isn't to the T. Knowing that, this dirty blanket, you're again working with what you have to get it clean, and not being so hard on yourself if it doesn't get clean. Being generous with yourself right now, for those of you that are taking some type of financial hardship, you feel like I'm the only one taking these finances on the chin. I'm the only one that's having to pay for all of this, and it's just crucial, and it's, I don't know if the word's crucial. It's just bothering you. It's weighing you down. But God, the Most High, wants you to look at this as an investment. Okay, let's say you had 5 dirty comforters, and you know that your washing machine can't take it, can't handle it. There's no freaking way that you're going to be able to wash all of those with what you have. So you're going to be realistic and say, you know what? It is time for an upgrade. I'm going to get something bigger. But instead, I feel like the collective is, oh my gosh, I gotta spend this much money because this and that. And that's not us being grateful. Or, we feel like, oh, I'm gonna have to go into debt to do this. And we need to look at it differently. Like, I've been wanting a nicer one. So I know one will be provided. I'm not going to worry so much. We are being asked to not worry so much about the actual weight in numbers. I don't even know what that means, but that's what I'm channeling. We are being asked, don't look at the weight of every decimal and every number. Like, yes, still be responsible, pay your bills, all those things. But I'm channeling that we are too hyper focused on the financial part of it. Like, when's it going to get fixed? We need to vroom without paying a price. We need to vroom without the price being too heavy. And if the price feels too heavy, we are going to, chronically complain about it to whoever will listen. And we are needing to shift that as well. In the new life that we are birthing, scarcity is not going to be a thing that we're thinking about. We need to remember that not only is our spiritual support have the imagination of I don't even know what, they have our back. And we need to let them have our back. On top of that, we need to let them take charge. We need to trust in the process. And I know that's easier said than done when this is the longest transformation that the collective has ever gone through. But again, this transformation, this purge, this cleanse is the longest it's ever been because you are getting upgrades. You are needing to invest in yourself. And you are having to make up for lost time. I'm getting, for a lot of us that had a very hard childhood, that had a hard upbringing, that were neglected and left alone, we are having to make up for all of that lost time where we had to figure it out on our own. You guys will know if I'm specifically speaking to you. When I was growing up, I didn't have supervision a lot of the time. So every day, I'm having to be easier on myself for the things that I didn't know, the things I didn't want to do, and parenting myself better. I feel like that's one of our hardest lessons right now, is we cannot glaze over where we need to take better care of ourselves. Because we are birthing a life we have never seen. All this work that we've been putting in, we cannot let perfection slow us down. Scarcity, the algorithm of life is working in your favor, but you have to let it. We have to let it. I want you guys to really remember how many things you've gotten right. How many times you were spot on. You were correct. You knew you were going to need a new washing machine. You knew that whatever you needed, you just knew. You knew. We are cleaning out the closet, the junk drawer, anything that needs nurturing and taking care of, anything that needs TLC in our life. It's all going to be addressed. But we need to look at it in a way that is not overwhelming. You guys are about to be more victorious than you realize. Your path is being ignited, and you are about to experience all of the happiness in the world after a very chaotic, sad, spiritual unaliving. Okay, we are being asked to trust the path, which has been very hard because it has not been a short journey. We are used to it being like a couple weeks, maybe a couple months, but this is way longer than it's ever been, with a lot more things to work on. Again, you guys are working on your breath work. Wherever you are slacking, it's like an audit. It's a spiritual audit. And we know that those aren't fun. So we can either drag our feet and be like, nothing's wrong there, I didn't do anything. Or we can say, okay, yes, I do need to work on that. Wherever we weren't honest at the beginning of this transformation, that is all coming to a head. And that's why it kind of feels like the nitty gritty. Whatever we thought we could avoid, we can't really avoid anymore. Because everything needs to coexist together for everything to be cohesive. It's kind of like a supplement, okay? If you take a supplement, but you don't eat with it or you don't drink water, you're probably not going to feel that great. You're not going to feel good. So it would be good to take the supplement, but also drink some water and eat some food. It's a win-win-win. God wants us to see where the win-win-win is. Not just a win-win, a win-win-win. You are destined to be victorious, even if you're taking the long way right now. So again, Spirit is taking us through this audit, this spiritual audit of what has really been helping you that you walked away from. What can you do better that will help you with this new life you're going to birth? Let's say in the past, you've had issues with fight or flight, post-traumatic stress, dealing with toxic family members or toxic relationships. So being in fight or flight, your nervous system feels like a jumbled mess, a pretzel. Breath work would really help with calming down your nervous system. And maybe at one point you were doing breath work, but then you stopped. In this audit, that's what you're going to start doing. Okay, that used to help me. I stopped doing it. And you're seeing where your body is keeping the score and stressing and what you're stressing about. So every time you start stressing about finances, your relationship, your schedule not going according to plan, the perfection of it all. Because again, you guys are feeling highly, deeply sensitive, emotional. It's a lot to take in all at once, and it feels kind of encrypted. But if you guys think about it that way, whatever you threw under the rug is not going to be under the rug anymore. It's all coming to light. So if eating a certain way helped you in the past, that's what you're going to start doing. Whatever needs to help you or used to help you is now being called to the forefront. And I know it feels like we're in this hot seat, like this energetic hot seat where it's like, shame, you should have been doing this or that or this. But it's not actually that. It's our interpretation. The algorithm of life is working in your favor. And we need to change our perception where we're being incredibly hard on ourselves. Again, you guys are realizing that life is too short to be dragging your feet, not letting magic be scheduled onto your timeline. Not letting spontaneity be on your timeline or your appointment book. You'd have to have some more wiggle room. Yes, you guys know how to pivot like nobody else, but you need more wiggle room at the same time. It's important that you guys aren't putting too much on your plate and that self-care is at the top of the list because, again, we are learning how to parent, remother, refather, reparent ourselves. So if that's taking a nap, if that's going to have a spontaneous trip, an excursion, doing something unexpected, spoiling yourself, treating yourself, you're going to do things within reason. But for others of us, where it has to do with your relationships and your physical health and wellness, those things are going to feel really intense. I'm not going to lie to you. It's going to feel intense that your person's calling you out and you're like, I was being good. And they're like, you weren't. You were being a little doo-doo-doo. So stop, because I care for you. I love you. We are being shown where we sabotage ourselves. We are being shown where we can do better with emotional self-care and where we do too much. And we don't have to do all of that. Okay, we're also being shown where we do too much and we can focus all of that attention to better things that will help us be successful. You guys are also needing to move in a more unapologetic tone. And what I mean by that is you are feeling things deeply right now. You're highly sensitive because, again, we are in a vulnerable state of, oh my gosh, I'm going through this spiritual audit. What's happening? I'm scared. But we don't need to hang our head down. We don't need to be like, oh my gosh, please don't look at me. My whole life is changing. I don't know what's going on. I'm very confused. Please don't look at me. That you don't realize what you and how you affect other people, how you inspire them, how you change people's lives. You guys do that. Okay? So there is passion being reignited in you. I want you to affirm it below. I am at peace. I am abundant. The passion is ignited. Passion's going to be ignited. You want to know why? Because you're going to let the magic come back into your life. We've been talking about that a lot the last week, is letting that magic from whatever part of your life it was the most fun, amping that up and multiplying it. Because if you were feeling writer's block, creator's block, you put a lot of pressure on yourself for your job or your 9-to-5 or your family, you are needing to be more unapologetic and just let the games begin, let the fun begin, because it's going to inspire you in ways that you couldn't imagine. For those of us that have to really invest in the new washing machine, so to speak, where some maybe don't have to invest in the new washing machine, they just need to, wash it differently or whatever. They maybe already have a big washing machine. So again, all of our circumstances are a little bit different. But for those of us that feel the burden financially, I know that's just adding a whole nother layer of weight, but we need to remember how incredibly abundant, I can't even say it, that we are. Because if we think about where we were 5 years ago, where we were 10 years ago, where we were a year ago, maybe we were making more, but money was going further. Maybe now you're making even more than that, but the money isn't going as far because now you need to go to the doctor. Now you have to take your child to the doctor. Now you don't have certain things that you had before, so it's costing you. That is when we really need to dig deep for what we are grateful for, and that our angels, our ancestors, the Most High is providing. Okay, we are going to be victorious. We need to trust the path. This total disruption and this transformation is almost over. Okay, you are not going to crash and burn. You are going to win. Okay, so everything is not only working out in your favor, you are looking for the win, win, win. Instead of harping on a certain thing, complaining about a certain thing, because we're all going through it right now. Okay, we are all going through a transformation unlike anything that we've ever experienced. So you guys are learning to take charge. You're learning to let the manifestation come in. Think about certain things that you've manifested in the past. But maybe we aren't aware of everything it would take to let that actual manifestation come in. So what do you think your angels are doing? They're preparing you. Like, well, they wanted a child. Oh, they want a house too. Well, we're going to have to do some things. We're going to have to rearrange some things. They might not like it. Might take a little while. Depends on how stubborn they want to be. Do you know what I mean? Let's say you've been wanting to have your own business and to be able to sustain success. We are being shown through our spiritual support how we are going to better sustain success. That's not by perfection. It's not by being hard on ourselves. It's not by chronically complaining. It's not like being like, oh, the decimal of this and this is what this costs. No. We need balance. We need harmony, and we need it. We need it now. We need it now. Okay? Wow. We have the radical truth. We need the truth. We need to be truthful with ourselves. We are feeling like we're in a vulnerable state, but we have to be honest with ourselves of why we're there. Okay, for this long, I didn't really take the best care of myself, but yes, I've been trying to manifest this over here, thinking that I would just get it, no problem. That nothing would really have to be moved around. This is like wanting new furniture and having no place to put it. Well, what do you think you're going to have to do? You're definitely going to have to clean house a little bit, just a little bit, to make room. We are also being shown how to make room for these blessings. This is a deep-seated transformation. This isn't like, like the regular transformation. Again, we need to be okay with the sacrifices that we have to make. They're not forever. Okay? And we have the martyr, sacrifice and self-reflection. You probably are so sick of looking at your reflection. You're like, you. Yeah, you. Get it together. No, don't treat yourself that way. We need to be kinder to ourselves. Like, okay, collective, deep breath. This sacrifice was necessary. All's going to be okay. All will be well. I'm going to reflect. I'm going to take it in. I'm going to be honest with myself, and I'm going to move on. What good is it going to do to be mad at myself for this junk drawer all day long, be mad that I got to replace this washing machine all day long? What good is that going to do me? This is the wheel of change, so you can be at the top of the wheel of fortune. This is the wheel of change, so you can be at the wheel of fortune. You will birth a life unlike anything you've ever seen. We were not given the calculator because we aren't ready to comprehend. We're like on our little kitty calculator, like, what are they bringing in? We can't even fathom yet. We just got to get ready. Okay, we just got to get ready. Okay, anything else? Good juju. You are more seen than you understand. You are more supported than you understand. A lot of your good deeds are being rewarded right now. I keep hearing like it could be way worse. It could be way worse. So I don't know if like somebody's saying that's watching, like it could be way worse. So I mean, I guess I should just like, I feel that. Okay, I feel that. You don't have to feel isolated because you feel vulnerable, because you are feeling things deeply. Again, the universe is not stringing you along just because it's like the longest journey ever. Enjoy the emotional self-care. Enjoy the new practices that you're learning or the old ones that you are implementing again. Enjoy that time that you get to take for yourself. So yeah, I hope that helped you guys. Let me know what's going on in the comments. If you guys made it to the end of this message, I want you guys to drop the fire down below. Okay, your passion is being reignited, not crashing and burning, but being reignited. So if you made it to the end of this message, drop the fire emoji down below. Don't forget to smash the you know what, hit the bell, duh. All important links are in the description box. I'm sending you guys so much love. I'm sending you guys prayers and love and compassion and sympathy. We are all in this together, not alone, together. So I'm sending you guys an energetic hug and smooches. Like, you guys are my best friends. And again, we are getting ready to birth a life unlike anything we've ever seen. Capiche? All right, I love you guys. Bye.